It is open, my friends, while toils have yet to begin. Laughter we had in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Welcome to Nightbane. Dun, dun, dun. Welcome back. Yeah, we are still in Iowa, but we are coming up on our last day in Iowa, and I'm sure everybody's ready to leave this place. We have learned that staying a week in one spot maybe is not the best, or maybe we'll decide later. I've had
We're
lots
getting
of
a
fun.
lot of stuff from Walcart. So
Yeah,
minor amounts of grand larceny.
it's going to be fun to figure out how you're going to get this all back through the portal, but hey. Just going to start chucking it once the portal goes active, start throwing backpacks through.
Big
But
all three of us are
sleeping
very
bag.
strong. Well, and Rat Boy. I
Yeah.
don't know if Rat Boy's strong. I assume pretty okay.
What about Truth Boy?
Truth
Oh,
Boy,
yeah,
I
Truth
forgot
Boy.
about
F
Truth
Boy,
Yeah.
Truth Boy, Silius,
The
We
new
can get this
recruit.
done.
Too easy.
our new recruit, Silius Ramsey. We have a magic user, Nightbane. Yay! So we haven't got into detail yet how much he really knows. Seems he did pick it up before he was a Nightbane, but still he is a new Nightbane, so he's not that versed into it. Not an ancient master mage, but yeah, good luck finding one of those around. But in our last adventure, the Caped Crusader, Tree Man, was out thwarting crime. Stopped a bank robbery and
Check me
evaded
out.
detection. Yeah.
And unlike other Cape Crusaders, I didn't hurt anybody. Just saying.
I guess he's got a knock for this type of work.
I was wondering if anyone would pick up on any puns there. It's a
Anyway,
branch of humor I can get behind.
let's leave that alone. Anyway,
Yes.
okay, so let's see, our note says we are on the 24th, I think. 24th a.m. Ox returns from bank robbery. Last note I have. So I should make that a little bit more clear. Ox didn't actually rob the bank. He stopped the
Thank
bank
you.
robbery, but
That's the last note I have as well. I stop a bank robbery. That's the note.
okay.
I,
Let's
in
see
fact,
here.
tried to shoot Ox.
Yeah, well, they actually hit him a couple of times, I think. Not that those bullets did anything besides bounce off the bark, or bark off the bounce. Well, so just about morning time, he got back just as the sun was coming up because you had to wait out the police, and they were watching out, trying to figure out, staking it out, going over, doing all their CSI. I think that's crime scene investigations. Yeah, CSI stuff. Trying to figure out what they were shooting at, who they were shooting at, why that they were at the bank yet not going in the bank, all that stuff, all those questions that we'll probably never know the answers to because nothing was stolen and they got away. So, AM, since it's already daylight, Millicent already did her early 4 a.m. Goodwill run.
For the good of
Wall
our
card.
will.
The supply run to our thing. So
What
I s-
time is the portal getting reopened? We had discussed on the final day that I would grab like a full pallet of stuff from the back of the shop.
so we were doing midnight to midnight
Okay,
for
so I'll have one more.
so you will have one more run at it. You don't. We were doing 4 a.m. and 4 p.m., but you could push it later so that you could time it more closely to the pallet. I mean, to the portal pickup. You know, however you wish, but you'll definitely have time to get your sleep in and get one more run at it. Yeah, a pallet's not going to fit through that mirror, but
We can take the stuff off it.
yeah, I mean, you can take the stuff off of it, but you're not
What
going to.
size of mirror are you picturing? I was picturing like a public restroom where like the full wall is a mirror.
Oh, no. I was
No?
thinking more like,
It's gonna be big enough for us to get through it at
Like
least.
a
Yeah.
full body mirror.
like a full body stand-up mirror.
Oh, okay.
But this is a veterinarian clinic or a paw and paws. I mean, it's a place where it's a daycare, doggy daycare. So there's not going to be a big enough bathroom for, a full length mirror like that.
Okay.
But I figured they'd have a full length body mirror. So, I mean, I guess technically you could probably turn the pallet sideways depending on how high the pallet is stacked of stuff and maybe get it through, but if it's wrapped good. But hey, it's probably just easier to just take things off, throw it through. Yeah, I mean, the logistics is not going to be that bad. So, Millie's going to be sleeping right now, 7 a.m. Anybody else doing anything? Sleeping? Ox going to go sleep or go stand outside and watch? Or
Ox will stand outside and watch in its copse of trees, just keeping a lookout while Millie's sleeping. Yeah.
Okay.
Stand out there.
I'll need a perception roll from you for that. And Lawrence, what is Lawrence up to today?
Sitting up, studying that device.
Then I will need an engineering roll from you.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten, is that a D20 for that perception or the 100?
D20. D20 plus your
Okay.
perception bonus.
Okay, cool. So I rolled a 2 in case that matters. So I think that's like a 5.
So, yep, definitely. I mean, oh, God.
We're really good at seeing stuff.
You're really good at seeing stuff. I don't know. I guess you started watching that squirrel again. He keeps coming around, and he keeps stopping and looking at you really strange. Like maybe he's sizing you up for the winter relocation effort, or he went to store his nuts in you. I don't know.
Ooh.
Lawrence. What'd Lawrence get?
Got an 8%.
Ooh, that seems like that would be quite under your
Are we going off
skills.
my mechanical engineering? Or is it my basic?
Well, I've been giving you kind of a bonus conglomeration of engineering skills. So what's your highest engineering skill?
38% is the highest one.
Right.
Let me see.
And then I was like adding 10% for every other applicable skill that you have,
Right.
which is quite a few actually. So I'm figuring it was around 60, 70, I think last time I calculated it.
Okay.
But 8% is really, really good. So you're going to have I'm going to call it a breakthrough. It's not going to be much, but you are going to have a breakthrough. You're going to have a gleam of understanding of what you are seeing or maybe an understanding of why this is so difficult. I'm also gonna, this breakthrough does require that you had it active.
Oh, yeah, probably like a single PP.
Yeah.
Every now and then just channeling
Yeah, you're
one
not
in.
you're not overcharging it anymore.
Yep. We learned our lesson.
From the near fatal temporal explosion that could have occurred, but maybe didn't.
Could have destroyed the world.
Nah,
It's not
just
that
your
bad.
little corner of it.
You thought you destroyed the world? When did that happen? Is Ox aware of this?
Would it overheated?
Nope.
Probably not. No.
Nope.
Okay. It seems like something
It
would be.
was a GM intervention. I actually did roll. The thing blew up, and that would have killed you all.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm not going to do that this
Game
early in the
mastering
campaign.
sparing us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
But I made sure that Lawrence was subconsciously aware of the possible reality that could have happened.
It's like, oh yeah, that was a real bad idea.
But anyway, what you figured out, which is a little bit mind-breaking, but the display that you're seeing, you understand it is both simultaneously a language and code, and it's three-dimensional. A three-dimensional language code, visually, three-dimensionally. Good luck. Now your mind's broke for a while, so
He's already planning out how he can try to diagnose this and going, this is going to be impossible. I'm going to do it, but this is going to be impossible. I'm going to need a 10 all to myself.
But from your computer background and programming background and engineering background, you're starting to understand the incredible efficiency a three-dimensional language code would provide.
You gotta think about space, organization. My golly, this is good.
But it also explains why you couldn't just look at it and understand it, because you were looking at it two-dimensionally.
The wrong way.
But seeing it three-dimensionally on a two-dimensional screen, not the best either.
Yep.
So it is hard, but you realized you could kind of get a glimpse that there were characters underneath characters, and that it had depth. So think of the Matrix, but the Matrix three-dimensionally. But anyway, the Matrix code. Yeah.
He needs
Okay.
paper and string.
Paper. Okay, that's gonna be weird. I need paper, a paper clip, bubble gum, and some string. What?
Oh no, it's just give it to me. I'll show you.
that guy's leg.
That guy's leg. Yeah.
A prosthetic arm if you've
Okay.
got one.
Rocket.
That'd be nice.
Let's see here. Phyllis has just been studying, and Keith is not present at the moment. Not 6. He's not in the building. If anyone cares to notice. Ox didn't. He's looking at the squirrel.
Squirrel. Too busy on my breakthrough. Too
You're
distracted.
too busy on your breakthrough. Phyllis doesn't know any better, and Millie's sleeping. So that's the group. So that's going to push you pretty much to your usual 4 p.m. time spot when Millie wakes up. Do you want to go now, or do you want to wait?
I'll hold it. If the mirror opens at midnight, I'll go at maybe 11:30.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Do you have a running list of supplies that you've taken?
I don't think so, because we just kind of sped through most of these days. But just kind of picture camping gear and some fun snacks. And also things with wheels. If there's anything large with wheels, like a large flat object with wheels.
Truck?
Oh, I mean,
Not a vehicle, no.
depends on what you're going for. I mean, there are definitely like kiddie cars.
Kitty car.
This is a wall cart.
Then I will probably be stealing some empty of those, just the wooden pallets. Not the stuff on top, but just the pallets. And a
Okay.
bunch of wheels that you would find on, like...
Furniture movers.
Yeah, something like that.
On a side note, it is very impressive how useful just like those little furniture movers are. It's like,
Yeah.
just like put a heavy object on and then you can move it yourself.
Oh, like a
Yeah.
dolly?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not even a
Those little
dolly. So it's just
Square
like
things
little-
with wheels at the bottom.
yeah, it's
Coasters
like
with wheels.
those
Yeah.
little coasters with like 4 wheels on it, and that's it. That's the whole thing. Just like a little 4 square with wheels, and you just like lean whatever it is, put it on the thing, and then you move it around. Like, yeah. I moved this piano with those, and that's a heavy piece of wood and
Yeah.
metal right there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Pianos are not light.
They do make an awesome sound when they hit the ground.
Something like that.
So, Millie, then, what are you gonna do for the rest of the day? Anything special?
Probably play some cards. What type of... Did we say that I'd brought home Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Digimon or something?
Whatever cards you want.
Whatever
I mean,
cards
I'm
they
not
were.
You can poker cards, Digimon cards, Pokemon cards.
Yeah,
Obviously, we shouldn't
I'll
be saying
probably have
names, so
just
whatever.
been snagging like any assorted deck of cards of any variety with pretty much each trip. I'm gonna build the thing where you make triangles out of the cards and then you stack them up.
Card houses,
House of Cards.
house of
Maybe.
cards.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
should-
do that.
You should roll a percentile dice just to see if you get like one of those ultra super rares. That's worth
Okay.
like 12 grand.
And then proceeds to fail the intelligence roll to realize what it is, and then
I did get
proceeds to bend it and use it in her card house.
I got a 98%.
Oh.
Does that mean I got a fancy card or not?
I'm not making up these rules, so no.
No fancy cards.
Oh, this one's
No
like
thanks.
holographic and looks real like a unique design. Huh, cool. Rip.
I'll just put it at the top then.
It's like the tree topper in Christmas.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I'm also going to get increasingly frustrated while I do this because I do not make very much progress. Because just moving around, I've also got massive wings that make like a little gust of wind and just the whole thing topples time after time after time, and I don't realize that I'm the one doing this. So that's me for the next 7 hours.
Phyllis can help you with that. He sees this happen a couple of times and he goes, I have just the thing for you.
Really, what is it?
He goes, here, let's see here. Let me. He casts a spell. He casts a spell, and a slight little layer of cloud forms around you and your card house. And he goes, now build your card house without disturbing the cloud. See, your wings are causing air movement, so it'll move the cloud first before it becomes strong enough to move the cards. So if you focus on the cloud, you won't move the cards.
It's like that trick whenever a Spanish teacher is trying to teach someone how to enunciate things, more like the Spanish do. Because I don't know if you all realize, but whenever you're speaking English, you're pushing the air out like the p sound. You're doing a huge push of air out of your mouth, but you don't do that in Spanish. So the way to get your Spanish more accurate is to put a piece of paper in front of your mouth, and if you pushed it, you said it wrong.
I mean, this explains
Lawrence, you
a
know
lot.
I learned
Or you
Spanish from some Scots on a podcast. This is not helpful. I've never heard this before in my life.
Yeah, neither have I.
It's like a
It's
personal
awesome.
problem. Well, that's actually a real life fact.
Awesome.
They
And
don't
that,
go.
so is that.
You learned Spanish from Scots on a podcast.
Yep, in art school.
Why?
And so now I sound Scottish in Spanish, and it's just a messed up time for everybody.
Hmm.
Anyway, so Millie tries this, focusing now on the cloud, and we're gonna see if she succeeds. Just had those dice out. Come back. Let's just do this. She does. She built one that
Okay.
reaches all the way to the ceiling.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, that's nice. And like every younger brother and what they should do, Lawrence throws his pen through it and watches it crumble.
Now, on to World War IV. Who's
How did
roll
World War IV
initiative?
start?
A pen through a card house.
There's probably a chance that it goes through straight and doesn't knock it over. I'm just
Oh.
saying.
Okay, roll percentage. Bullseye.
That was a D20. I rolled with that.
Give you a 5% chance to go straight
I
through.
rolled a 7%. So it was close.
It was really close.
Real
Almost went
close.
through. But still knocked. Let's say at 7%, it almost went through. It took one card cleanly out, but so cleanly, it did not topple the house.
And with that, I will agitatedly flutter my wings, and the whole thing comes crashing down anyway. Oh god,
I
I
didn't
just
do it.
realized we're gonna have to sort these again.
Good luck.
And that's how Millie spends until 11:30 p.m. sorting all of the
Sorting cards.
cards.
I've taken some of the notebooks and started removing the paper from the inside, writing certain things on them. Grabbed a couple of balls of twine. And these are mine. I need these. And these notebooks. I need these ones too. Okay.
Once it gets dark, which probably like 8 p.m., Ox will
Well,
come in.
go ahead. Okay. Before that, I'm going to need 3 more perception rolls.
Okay, very good. Mm-hmm.
What do I feel?
That'll
like
be
the
a
danger zone's getting closer.
14. Another 5.
Squirrel's back.
And a 16.
Well, besides the time when the squirrel came back, you have noticed this scene. This is one of, I'm going to call it a main street, even though it's not the main street. It is the closest street to the highway that's not actually the highway. But it seems like the sheriff traffic is up. Patrols have increased. You see him driving by a lot. A couple of times today. And it's not like he's driving by and slowing down in front of you guys and then speeding up again. It's just he seems to be on the move. You know, it could be he's just keeping the presence up to satisfy the people because there's been a little bit of string of crazy happenings going on in town recently. You don't know, but you do notice that you have seen him more today than you have on other days.
Okay. Gotcha. So when it gets dark, I'll go back in and see Millie's tower building.
By then, at nighttime, it's down, and you'll see Millie just collecting cards and resorting them.
Okay.
5,200 card pickup.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, I'll put a branch hand on her shoulder and say, "Well, Millie, do you need any help?"
I'm just sorting through these. If you want to sit down and hang out a while, sure, why not?
Very good. As a side note, when you go out later, it seemed like there was more law enforcement activity happening. So keep that in mind.
In any particular area, or just the town as a whole?
Well, I saw the sheriff car go by more than I have in previous days is all. So I couldn't tell you what's happening in the rest of the town. I was just outside.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. How does it feel taking all this stuff from Walcart?
Fun.
Oh, really? If you thought about yourself a year ago, would you think it would have been fun at that point? Assuming that you were able to do it.
A year ago, I couldn't turn invisible or fly, so probably not as fun.
Well, let's say, in a hypothetical scenario, that you could.
I don't really know.
Uh-oh.
Just something to consider, as we're changing physiologically, what have you. How are we changing, on our thought processes? And what does that mean? Yeah.
It's an
What's this
interesting
little
thought
bug
experiment.
thing?
A little what now?
Is this a little bug? He's holding up one of the cards.
Oh, little bug.
Oh,
that's Bulbasaur.
Bulbous.
you think that's a
Bulbous
bug?
eye.
That's more like a turtle.
Well, I can't tell. This art is
If
all
you
weird.
if you think a turtle is a bug, what do you think I am?
A bug?
Lawrence looks up from his notes.
I mean, yeah, that's. I saw one time, just scrolling as you do on the internet, I saw a video where some comedian panelists were talking about different ways to categorize animals, how everything is too specific now. And part of the game was to classify everything as either a cat, a dog, or a bug.
Lots of bugs in the world.
Strange choices. Why would you not go like a cat, an elephant, and a bug?
Was it a cat, an elephant, and a bug? It might have been a cat, an elephant, and a bug. All I know is that cat was an option and bug was an option, and there was a third thing. But every creature that got presented to this guy, he categorized into these things. So you know what? I'll accept that I'm a bug, and I will also accept that card thing is a bug.
Thank you.
If we break it down to those categories.
Get to sea creatures.
Bug.
Bug?
Well,
it depends on the sea creature.
Whale's more like
this is true.
like an elephant, probably. I would, if elephant's the choice, then I would say a whale or a dolphin, and it's more like an elephant.
So would like a catfish be a cat?
Bug.
But a bug? But it's got cat
Bug.
in the name.
But it's a bug.
Going by pictures, not names.
Yeah, pictures, yes. Yeah, whoever said
It's
that.
got whiskers.
So does a lobster. And that's not a cat, that's a bug.
Oh, I might call it. No, it's got a real big carapace. You're right. It's definitely a bug.
Yeah, I think I might call any
Lawrence, you're interrupted.
non-mammally sea creature a bug.
Sorry. I had a roll, and Lawrence, for the first time ever, the device turned on its own by itself.
Oh yeah, he totally missed what Ox then said. just staring down at it and like, that's new.
You see, now that you're starting to understand a little bit, you see one spot that seems to be in its version enunciated. So what you would say alerted, flashing, but it's not. It's just in its own language style. It is being presented, but and now that to look depth-wise, you see that it is a set of 8 numbers, and then the thing turns off.
Write down the set
And
of numbers quickly.
And I put those 8 numbers in the chat. The rest of you two, you're still having your conversation of catfishes and whales and dogs. Now, before you get too into it, Lawrence doesn't have access to Google Maps or anything, just so you know.
Not doing it yet then. Just writing them all down. Okay, right. I mean, obviously this is locational. I need a map. Hey, did you steal any atlases?
Yeah, I think so. On my first trip, I got us a couple of, old school car maps. Good luck folding it back when you're finished.
Amazing. Great. Yeah, it's always a trick. Start going through the stuff and looking for those maps.
Anyway, okay, so now you can look it up. Anyway, okay. Anywhere else in your conversation of catfish and whales or lobsters or anything like that? It's
Well,
about
here's one.
11:30.
I mean, it's historically a tricky one. Platypus, right? Which one is that? You muted.
Dog.
A dog? Really? I thought that was my last choice.
What would you classify it as?
Oh, wait, no. I take that back, because it's dog, elephant, or bug. Okay.
I thought it was cat, elephant, or bug.
Which one are we doing?
So I actually sent this actual link to the video in the secret chat. The 4 categories are dogs, cats, bugs, and water. But
Water?
for the sakes of our conversation, though, let's go with dogs, cats, and bugs.
Okay, well. Which one did you say, dog?
I said dog, yeah.
I think cat. It feels like the fur is more like a cat than a dog. And I wouldn't say it's a bug.
But picture them moving around. They don't move like a cat. They move like one of those fat dogs that old ladies have. Tiny legs, overfed, kind of waddling around.
That's true. That's not what I think of when I think of a dog, so...
But it's a
way I
type
walk
of
around now.
dog.
True. There are probably some fat, waddly cats.
That's so true.
But cats don't waddle. Cats slink. Even when they're overfed, they don't really waddle. Or at least I've never seen a waddling cat.
I've definitely seen more waddly dogs than cats, now that you bring that up, Millie. All right, I changed my assessment. Dog for the platypus.
Now, how do we feel about a bat?
Okay,
bat is
how
a bug.
about it's 11:30? We could do this for the next 2 hours, and I don't
Wow,
think
would you look at the time?
your alarm goes off. Beep beep beep. It's 11:30.
Okay.
Just for reference, Keith is back now. He was just out scurrying. He'll say he was just out scurrying around, scouting around, seeing if anything else is going on in town. But it didn't notice anything out of ordinary.
So this is going to be the final trip. While we're here, what do we think we would need the most of back at camp? because we don't really need to eat, and there's that grow center, and I've already got us a bunch of rations and stuff for emergencies.
Sleeping bags.
A pallet full of sleeping bags? Or air mattresses?
That's right, it's pallet
Oh,
day.
but then you have to
Air
blow them up,
mattresses, too.
depending on the situation.
How
Air
about if you got a
mattress.
pallet full of those compressed mattresses in boxes?
Ooh.
Oh. If they have any at this
Did-
wall cart.
Yeah, do they have those at Walcart?
Why
Those
not?
typically you
They
do have to
usually
buy
have-
online, though.
Yeah,
Camping
I've
sections.
acquired a couple of those, and I had to order them online to be delivered to myself.
Well, let's ask the dice gods and
The GM offered
20
us something
23.
and we fought it. Why?
For the sake of realism in this made-up
Right.
land.
Oh,
of-
let's
For an
get
abundance
we
real
just
of
spent 5
things.
minutes talking about dogs, cats, and bugs.
Yes.
So
Yes, there they have some whatever.
Okay, then
Yay.
it's decided. I will get a pallet. I will get a pallet of those self-inflating mattresses that I keep getting adverts for, or kept. I guess I haven't gotten them in a month and however many days. So I go
Okay.
to Walcott. This time, I'm going to hold off on shrouding until I reach the store, since trying to shroud a full pallet would probably expend way more energy.
Very true. Good call.
Do I have any problems with this? My biggest heist to date?
You are flying there, and it's night. Go ahead. Give me a percentage roll for your prowl on the way there. You've got a huge bonus on this, but
Okie doke. Prowl. And you said percentage
yes.
as one of
I
them?
don't know if you have a prowl skill.
I do indeed.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Oh,
And
yeah,
the number in my
no.
spreadsheet is 41.
Oh yeah, not a problem whatsoever. You can get there without being seen, even though you're not shrouded. We'll say that it is semi-cloudy out tonight, so you blend well into the background. No stars to highlight your movement.
Nice.
Let's see here. You get there at night. You've been there so many times already. You know the routines. You've pre-staked out your palette, I'm going to say. They don't move very fast. I think it's going to come down to... I guess just another roll. Give me another percentage roll.
Okay. Prowl again?
No, this is just going to be a theft roll.
Okay.
We'll base it off of your prowl, I guess.
I got 8.
Hey, no problem. You're able to grab the pallet without being seen, and you are on your way back. And you get back.
Once I approach the building, I look at the door, and I just blink at it for a few moments, trying to figure out how to get it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see a garage door on this place? Probably not, since it's a business. We can unpack it, though.
I'm going to say that it does have one. It's going to have a
Cool.
double door somewhere for deliveries. and
Ah,
they'll-
delivery is true.
You know.
Cool. So I get the pallet inside.
Plus, you
And
know,
then
you've seen the size of Peter's dog. You know, it needs double doors.
True. Yeah, then I'll just start unpacking it from the pallet into its boxes to be prepared to just shove and yeet them through the mirror once it's time.
So, first question then, we're getting down to the egress. When the mirror activates, are you just going to start shoving things through, or is somebody going to go through first?
Somebody should go through first, make sure no one's standing in the splash zone, so to speak.
So it's like activated, right? Because it turns the
You'll be
color
able to
of-
tell, the change of color in the aura around. Right now it's black. When it goes active, forgot my color schema. Mirror state. It'll be a portal to another mirror. It'll go indigo. The mirror will go indigo and it will stop reflecting. So you'll know that it is an outbound portal.
Yeah, I'll just have Keith. Rat boy. You wanna be the first one through? Let him
Last
know
time
that's.
he helps you guys because you keep calling him Rat Boy.
He's old. Keith, don't worry. He gives us all names. He used to call me Pipsqueak for the longest time until I finally grew 6 inches in one summer.
You want to go through? Let them know that we're gonna throw stuff.
Yeah. Yep, not a problem. I mean, the one benefit of it being an outbound portal is you're going to be able to see what's on the other side anyhow before you start throwing things. But it'd still probably be a good idea to let them know that a large quantity of items are going to be coming through and they need to organize some people to move it out of the way.
That's a good idea.
Oh, and Rat Boy, let
Hey.
them know that we got another friend coming through, so they're not surprised.
And that you found somebody. Just remember, when he comes through, he will not be part of the shroud list. So he will be coming through into a forest.
Yep.
We will
And
tell Truthman about this in advance, so he doesn't think he's just walking into an abandoned area.
Truth man, I like it. Truth man, yeah. You won't be able to see stuff.
Yeah,
So,
he
you
should
know.
help us with all the goods, and then we'll go in through you, and we'll walk you through the process. It's a thing.
Basically,
Okay.
they want to make sure that you're not gonna, kill anyone of us. It's just a
Precautions.
screening process.
Makes sense. Yep. Understand. Same thing that I do.
Yep.
Except I have an advantage of knowing whether or not people are lying.
I am curious, Truth man. Since you can see the truth, will you be able to see through the veil of secrecy?
That's a good question, actually.
I don't think he would have encountered one before. He wouldn't have an answer to that question.
Oh,
And we're
is there
about
any-
to find out.
Yeah,
That's a really...
that's a good question, though.
And if so, I imagine even more useful, depending on if opponents have such an ability as well.
No, it's not going to allow him to see through the shroud.
Oh, okay.
Not.
But we don't know that yet.
Yeah, because it is semi-targeted, and the shroud's base is that totem, which is nowhere close to the portal he's coming through. So he doesn't know to target it. So no, not off the bat. He's not going to be able to see through this. Okay. You send Keith through. portal.
Keith?
Who's Keith? Who's Keith? Fine. Well, why do I have to roll 100 right now? Okay. Things are going through. They organize a little group of people that you can tell to move things out of the way. You get all the supplies through. This does take longer than the 5 minutes that was prearranged, but since no one has said that this is a problem or a hostile encounter or anything like that, they're keeping the portal open longer. And it's just down to you guys. It's ready for you guys to bring Silas through and leave the area. Basically, what I need to know is who is the last one through.
Sounds like that's a job for Ox.
Awesome.
I'll go through with what's his facey, Truth Boy.
Silas.
Phyllis.
Yep. Everybody gets through except for Ox.
Who dies on the other side mysteriously.
I just need a perception roll and a percentage roll.
Okay, well, so perception.
What's going to happen is going to happen whether you see it or not.
I maybe should stop being the lookout, but that's a 7 for the perception. And then the perception is a 56. Or the percentile.
The percentage roll.
Yeah, percentile is a 56.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm just trying to visualize this in my head real fast. Ox roll 46.
Okay. That wasn't one of the outcomes I was considering. That's gonna be 13.
Okay. Take 13 points of damage. So, to put this into timeline perspective and what's going to happen here, now that we've got all the mechanics out of the line. Everyone gets through the mirror. All the supplies are through the mirror. Oxy, you're the last one to go through the mirror. You look around. You start stepping through the mirror. You hear an explosion. You do not see the explosion. It is from behind you. And you feel something hit you. And then you go through the mirror.
Okay.
What do you do? You are in camp. You go through the mirror, you are in camp.
Is the mirror still up?
Yes.
Do I see anybody who's not with my group around? Just like any of the camp people?
Yes. There's a few people from camp, including Isabella and Freddie.
Isabella, great. Isabella, that's
and
one.
Also Tanya.
So I'm going to say this out loud so everybody can hear me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to speak to Isabella and say, Something shot me or exploded when I went through. I'm been injured. I don't know what's out there or in there.
Did we see anything on our end of the mirror?
No, because it's an outbound portal from the other
Right.
side.
Yeah.
All you see is a reflection on this side.
Would we have seen the Ox get shoved through, like with a bit of an expedited rate due to concussive
Not
force of
enough
explosion?
damage. Not enough
okay.
damage to do that. It was shrapnel-based damage.
Can I check myself for, I don't know, tracking devices or something? Check the.
That's
See?
the secondary thought. Firstondary thought, as soon as Ox says that, Lawrence is looking up going, well, shut the portal down.
Yeah,
Well,
seems
moving
simple
over to
do
Ox.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can, I don't know, find whatever hit me.
Okay, so, yep. About the same time that Lawrence says, shut the portal down, so does Isabella, and Tanya changes. You see the aura go black. And Isabella's like, what did you see? What happened? What happened?
I didn't see anything. I heard an explosion and then I got hit with something and I was through.
When the mirror is blacked, so it is blocked. That's all that anyone knows at this moment. Your wounds, when you look at them, it looks like shrapnel-based wounds. You got hit by shrapnel of some type. But there is nothing physical in you. And of course, given your healing factor, they're going to heal up pretty quickly.
Okay.
Something happened. Unfortunately, you failed your perception. But something happened as you were stepping through the mirror.
So no
You know,
metal pieces, no foreign objects inside this body.
No foreign objects, no metal pieces.
From looking at the wounds before they disappear, can we get any idea of what the shrapnel was? Or the size of the injuries, perhaps?
I mean, to your best guess, I mean, given that you know that there was some type of an explosion, the patterns indicate that he was hit by shrapnel. You would expect there to be metal fragments of some type, but you're not seeing anything. Plus, you know that even a grenade going off shouldn't have hurt you, shouldn't have hurt Ox. So this was a supernatural damage. You have, especially Lawrence, has experience of other things being able to do supernatural damage. You've just never heard of it exploding. But there are shadow talents.
Maybe like a shadow bomb?
Maybe.
It's weird.
Because, when you shadow blast somebody, you don't leave any residue.
Yeah.
Okay. It was the one time that I rolled 100 on the egress. Could have rolled that a day earlier And we would have been talking about something different. But anyway,
Oh, different kind
they
of
didn't
problem.
find you to the moment you guys were leaving.
Interesting. So Isabella, do we need to do something? Is this a problem?
Well, definitely. Okay. Let's take things in order here. She says real fast. Okay. Right now, you're having a conversation with no one in the eyes of Silas. Silas. You know, he's seeing you talk to no one.
Good thinking.
So let's
Yes,
vet him real
this is
fast.
Silas. This is Silas Ramsey. Yeah, feel free to do what you need to. Yeah.
Let's take him to the stage area number 1. Let's get him vetted while the rest of the people get all the supplies put away. And then for now, let's move the mirror to the very edge of current camp. I don't want to move it outside the shroud, but let's move it away from where it is right now, just a little bit, just in case. And then let's plan on moving camp within the next day or two ahead of schedule.
This might be a little bit paranoid, but the whole name of the game is survival at this stage. Could we point the mirror away from the center of camp? Could we point it out of the shroud? Just in case someone comes through and can see through the shroud, they just are looking the wrong way at first, maybe.
I mean, that's why the mirror tent
Oh my
is
god, yeah, it's in a
nowhere near.
tent. Dadoy.
It's nowhere near the main camp anyhow.
I forgot it was in a tent. Never mind.
We should find a cliff face to camp along so that we can face the mirror along the cliff face, so if someone does follow us through, they just fall right off.
Although
Just
I
turn
imagine
it around if we're expecting to go through.
if somebody
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
through that mirror, they won't care about falling off a cliff.
Well,
True, which is,
It would slow them down.
True.
damper. Unless they're humans, like a human SWAT crew or something. And
They
splat.
can get through a mirror?
I imagine they could if they got like a Nightbane escort. Or Night Lord escort. Maybe. I don't know.
you could, with the right skills, you could bring a human through a mirror. They can't activate a mirror. They can't go through a mirror on their own. But if you portalize a mirror, they could use it.
Yeah, imagine it's like a druid's tree striding in D&D. Just the druid needs to know the spell.
The thing is, that is a blocked mirror. If something comes through it right now, we're in a lot of trouble anyhow.
Yep.
Because if it can overcome the block, then chances are it could probably overcome the shroud and practically anything we throw at it. Well, let's just hope that we got it shut off before they could figure out where the portal was going. So, I mean, one mirror to another mirror portal, with how many mirrors are out there in the world, it's still a needle in a haystack if they couldn't figure out where it was going.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a permanent connection between the two mirrors. So once it was disconnected, it was disconnected. So hopefully, we'll see. We're going to move anyhow. We'll take all the precautions that we can. I mean, let me roll something here. Okay, there was not another group out. They haven't gotten to the point yet where they sent another group out yet. So the mirror is not needed right now. We could just lay it down as well. For now.
Yeah, I like
Have it
that plan.
and lay it down, cover it, put something on it, weigh it down,
Yeah.
and then we'll just leave it alone for a while and move camp. We'll take all the
Yeah.
precautions and then we'll see what comes of it. But for right now, let's get Silas vetted.
Silas.
Silas. Sigh. Put a little line over the I. Silas.
Silas.
Silas. Vetted and make sure that everything's cool with that, and we'll see what becomes of this little last minute attack. And for that, join us next week to see what happens, what that last minute attack meant, if anything, what the fallout is, and will Silas be accepted into the crew of the wrongly named? Join us next week. Thank you.
The end may have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. Repeat